Joined here by Betty Lindberg today, live from quarantine, like we all are. And Betty, I wanted to reach out because I know a lot of people need some motivation from people who are still going at it when they're during this quarantine time. And I know you're still training, so we're going to talk about that in a second. But my first question for you is, how is quarantine life? What is it like for you right now?
Well, it's really no different than usual. I mean, I'm always alone in my house, so I can stay by myself, and I just go out to train with my daughter, Carrie. But other than that, I mean, it's just the same as usual. I'm kind of lucky that way, I guess.
Has training changed at all? I know. Are you wearing a mask, or are you just kind of going at low traffic times?
The what?
Are you wearing a mask at all when you're training, or has it changed at all? Or just
No. I'm not wearing a mask. My daughter and I just go out and we stay 6 feet apart or more, and we avoid anybody that comes down the road, and that does it for us.
Have you had to take any evasive maneuvers to avoid people coming down the road? I know that people have dodged into yards and stuff like that to make sure they're not getting too close.
No, we just step aside, just keep at least 6 feet, a little bit more if necessary, but I'm not worried about it.
And that brings up a point I wanted to ask. You have been a witness to so many major times in our history. This is certainly one of them. How does this rank for you? I mean, this has got to be as crazy for you as everybody else, I imagine.
It's crazy for me as for everybody else. It's something totally different than anything that's occurred in my lifetime before. I mean, it's not just one city or one county or one area. It's the whole world is involved in this. And so it's just more than the Depression or more than any of the other things like World War II. So it was just it's more than anything else, and I just wish I could stay around long enough to see it into history and see when people, if anything else comes along. I can't imagine anything being any worse than this.
And I think a lot of people have a hard time staying positive. They turn on the news and they see all the negative. And I know you've never, it seems to me, at least in my interactions with you, have never really had trouble being a positive person. So how do you stay positive through all of this?
Well, why worry? I mean, you can't add 1 minute to your life by worrying. So go ahead and just do the best you can when it comes along. I mean, worrying isn't going to do any good for anybody, so quit worrying about it. It ain't going to happen, or if it does, I mean, you'll survive it.
I know you say you live alone and you see your family a lot, but do you find yourself picking up any new hobbies in this pandemic, or maybe revisiting some old hobbies?
I don't have many hobbies. I cleaned out my attic in January, so that's done. And the last couple of days I've been pressure washing my patio. And so, I mean, other than that, I just don't have anything else that I need, really. I'm on the computer or I read, and that's about it.
I've been asking everybody. I've been talking to some of the athletes who made the Olympic team. Hang on, I got a notification there. There we go. I've been talking to a couple of athletes who made the Olympic team this past February, and I've been asking them what they're reading and what they're watching. So I have to ask you, what are you reading? What are you watching?
I just get on my Kindle, and I like mysteries. So I do most mysteries or ancient Roman fiction and that. But that's about the two things that I like the best to read.
I think we're all looking for good book and TV show recommendations. Any TV show recommendations for us?
TV? No TV.
No TV? Okay.
No TV recommendations, no.
And music is the other thing I've been asking. Any music recommendations that we should be listening to?
The what?
Any music recommendations?
Music? No. I've got Alex once. I tell her to play some marches or some music once in a while, but that's about all the music. I don't go for music. No ear pods or anything like that for me. You touched your face.
I know, and I've got hand sanitizer. You totally got me. It's such a hard. It's such a hard habit to break, and I keep doing it.
Oh, isn't it though? Yeah, I mean, I find myself too, doing this and that. Oh my goodness sakes, yeah.
Yeah. You're training for Beets Tree, and any tips that you learned from in training for Beets Tree that you're using this year? I know you went through the program last year. Any tips you've picked up?
Well, I'm using last year's schedule, and my daughter and I are following that schedule, so we're doing pretty good. I mean, I think we're 2-3 weeks into the schedule now, according to last year's. So we'll get it. And I don't know. Suppose they'll have the Beets Tree? I don't know. How about if they have the Beets Tree on Halloween this year?
What would you dress as?
Oh my goodness, I'd have to. I suppose a witch. That's me. That's a witch. So that's good. I mean, I've always felt that group that 51 years ago went down to Fort Benning and did a 10K on the 4th of July. I wish they had gone down on Halloween, and then we'd be doing the Beets Tree on Halloween. It's on a Saturday this year.
It is on a Saturday this year. So is Beets Tree.
Pardon?
So is Beets Tree, but it's on a Saturday in July.
Pardon?
But it's on a Saturday in July, which is a lot different than a Saturday in October.
Oh, wouldn't it be great? I mean, gosh sakes. I mean, don't even have it on Labor Day.
Right.
Start it on Halloween. Holiday season will be going great from that out there.
You're from here. Aren't you supposed to be used to the heat?
No, I'm from Minnesota.
Oh, that's okay.
But I've lived here since 1958.
Okay.
So. I should be used to the heat by now, but I still sweat up a pretty good storm.
What is your goal for Beets Tree this year?
Start it and finish it. I think it'd be an hour and 52 minutes or something like that last year. If I can do that at 95, almost 96, I'll be glad that I did that. Maybe I'll take 5 minutes off. I don't know. We'll have to work on it and see.
I know you usually come out and do an all-comers meet or some of the other 5Ks. Do you miss racing right now?
Yes, I miss the all-comers. And I miss the scheduled races. But can't be helped. But so I just I'll go out there. My daughter and I meet every day. One day I go over to her place, and then the next day she comes over to mine. So we get about 5 or 6 days in at training.
I know that a lot of people are motivated by upcoming races. What motivates you to go out there every day?
Every day?
Well, 5 or 6 days a week.
Well, I would feel ashamed, or I'd feel really bad that I didn't go out and do it. I mean, if you miss a day, I mean, you might say, okay, the next day I'll miss it too. And pretty soon you're just sitting in the lounge chair, eating bonbons, reading good romance magazines, and you can't even get out of that recliner,
I don't feel like you're anywhere close to that at any point. I do love a bonbon, though. I mean, I feel like if you're running and eating bonbons, it's okay. Well, it's funny, every time I mention bonbons to some of the people on our staff, and they're like, what's a bonbon? I said, how do you not know what a bonbon is?
I wonder what it is, really. I guess it's just some fancy candy.
I thought it was ice cream.
Better than, say, just eat candy.
I thought it was ice cream, so I guess nobody really knows what it is. I want to ask you one last question before I let you go. I know that I have used your training and even seen you out there running Beets Tree, and it has inspired me to get out the door and not take the day off more than once in my life. What words of inspiration do you have from people, for the person sitting at home right now, that says, you know what, there's no reason for me to run today?
Oh yes, there is. I mean, if you don't, like I said, if you don't run today, it's so easy not to run tomorrow. And then the next day, you've got to keep moving. That's my theory. You've got to keep moving. If you don't keep moving, pretty soon you can't move. So that's all my advice to you.
Perfect. Betty, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us. Good luck with training.
Thank you. I'm going to need it, but I'll be there.
We'll see you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.